beer already.
Yeah.
So didn't Ellie say she was coming?
Actually, yeah.
Yes.
So can you sit down? How did she, oh, Ellie's not coming? Ellie's.
I thought she was. I thought she was.
Well, yeah.
Next week. What we shouldn't tell her is if she shows up.
I'm telling her.
I would do that. But yeah. Okay.
It should be working.
Yeah.
All right, I want to call to order the February 12th, 2024 meeting of the zoning board of appeals, the Plattsburgh. We have one applicant returning, Reedy Properties, 5051 US Ave. We'll hear that, and pretty much that's it, and we just have a minutes to go over. We held the public portion open, correct? So the public meeting portion is still open. Anyone wants in their calls or whatever, we can hear them before we close that. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You sent some stuff in.
Yes. Most of what was in response to the email that I had received on that Tuesday, I believe, about the comprehensive plan. So, it's a little rudimentary. I'm not an artiste at all, but I think it gets the plan across. We've got Kyle that wanted 10 parking spaces on our property. We measured across the backside, 116.25 feet. It gives us exactly 6 parking spots at 19 foot. And then we have a storage area in the back of our building where we could easily put parking there as well. We could also have parking along the southern boundary of our property if we chose.
Okay, as to parking, we were looking at that and we aren't sure if some of those well, I think we know for a fact that some of those parking spots are not legal per se, because there's not enough maneuvering room to access them. Okay. And how far is
They were they're 19 feet in length, each parking spot,
Okay,
and 9 feet wide.
how far is the canopy from the west property line?
On the west, the exact dimensions, I do not know that. And
Oh.
we walked it, I'm gonna say 15 feet. Yeah, 15-20.
So parallel, here's the requirement, parallel spot is 9 feet wide, but then you need 12 feet outside of that for maneuvering into it.
I'm at 21.
But that's in reality, I think kind of the position we're going to take is you need to satisfy the part, we believe that you have enough parking there. Maybe not the way you have it laid out, but in working with Kyle, we think that you can meet it. And any acceptance of the special use permit would still require that you meet the parking requirement as the building inspectors outlined.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other is, one of the questions came up of, are there 3 parking spaces inside? Which truly there are. If you're talking about your customers there, you have 3 slots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That you could say,
Never thought of that.
if a customer is there, one of the customer's cars is gonna be in this slot, one's gonna be in this slot, one's gonna be in this slot. You know, much like you count your garage as.
So in that case, would a parking spot be like where our red arrows are? Would those be considered parking as well?
No.
That's stacking?
Yeah.
Well, but it's drive-through.
It's true. It's drive though.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider that. What we discussed downstairs is you have room to do 45-degree angle parking over here
Absolutely.
on this side. To do 45, you have enough room for the length of the spot and the maneuver area. That way you leave back here open. In case, I know Scott owns it now, but if someone were to put a fence up, you wouldn't be able to get around that building, and then you'd be kind of stumbling through the building. So if you could put, I'm sorry to do this, Scott, if you just put the spots over here, you have, move it back out and go around the building instead of going through the building.
Sure.
That's what we discussed.
That's fairly easy, actually, and
If we have 3 inside, the 2 along the building, you're not, or the 4 along the building, you're not having an issue with.
No, we are.
What if,
Well, the P9 and P10 may be an issue for maneuverability. Get into them.
9 and 10, you drive straight into them now?
Well, technically, no. You're driving straight into them off of somebody else's property.
If you're following one-way traffic, unless you do go around the building, you can't get into 9 and 10.
Well, I was
Out of
thinking
9 and 10
If we got rid of 3, 4, and
and
5,
stay on your
that would
property.
open up room to come around. We got 3 there, 3 inside, and 4 over there.
You don't have the backup maneuvering room without crossing the property. Certainly, you can do it the way it's been, but you couldn't do it without crossing the property.
Or what spots?
9 and 10.
If you're backing out of 9, you don't have enough room on your property, we don't think.
right, it's a little bit rudimentary. I'm not,
Yeah.
trust me, it's not perfect, but I hear you loud and clear. We can
Yeah.
certainly find enough parking up there.
I think that that's something between you and the building inspector's office.
Right.
And, you know, we're looking more at how vehicles are gonna come and go, more than exactly where you're putting them on the lot. If you meet his requirements, we're fine, but we aren't giving you a variance on that in any shape or form. Okay.
You know, I did have a additional question. Do you need a loading area for the storage? For the storage space?
Loading? No, I mean, we have things, now we have our bulk oil delivered in a tandem truck. So they come in and with a hose and fill our tanks. So that would be how we will unload. The only other thing we do receive, our filters in a bulk load that comes usually by, UPS. So we have UPS deliveries, or FedEx, that's one of the, deliver those. That's how we do that. So in terms of
Loading zone.
loading zone per se, yeah, we don't have. And it's on the hole, so when they fill, you know, it's a long holes, they could pull up anywhere in that property and fill it. And they could be out of there in 15 minutes. Nice one.
I hadn't seen that until this came
Or
before.
does anybody want a cab or truck here?
The common property.
I hope not.
He asked if we wanted it, and I said, no, we don't want it removed. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do a float for the parade.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Oh, ice cream cones,
Ice cream.
served out.
Is that what he served with ice cream?
He was an ice cream cone. Brad Graves, nice guy. Man, I told him, don't get into it, don't do it. I had that business for a number of years. It's good business, but not like that. Not like that. Yeah. I don't believe so, anyway. But the owner, Sandra, did ask if we wanted it, so. Do you guys have any interest?
We got a good price on it.
Hold on.
Alright.
We got maybe a nice movie van and sell a house. We got a van you can use.
I should have some,
Okay.
it's a lot. Is it 16-foot box on it?
That's not, that may be, yeah, you guys could use that, Scott.
Maybe we can negotiate.
Yeah. John over there, you did that.
No. Might get away with anything that's going through DOT roadblocks.
So in reference to the parking, that can be adjusted. And Kyle, if you want to meet us over there, we'd be glad to go with you. Is that something you want to do? Okay.
We did not.
At your convenience. Regarding the comprehensive plan, we did meet with Scott over at
Okay.
to discuss the property and whatnot. One of the questions was snow removal, things of that, so. Scott pushes his snow to the back, it would be the back right corner of our property. Yeah, there's another.
It was there in the other picture.
Yeah, you could see it in the other photo. You get paid by the hour, right, yeah?
It's been a while since I've been back here.
So there's his pile of snow. And he said we can certainly push back there, yes, no problem. If in fact, Scott would sell the property, we don't have that in there where we can do that. But we're not opposed to pushing it on the back corner of our own property and then remove it. We have no issue with
If he sells the property, I'll come in subdividing it and selling it, of course.
that. Yeah. Yeah, possible.
I said, as long as he owns it, go ahead and do it.
Yep. So that was one of the issues, I think that was brought up at the last meeting. The capturing of oil, we discussed that, but there's new people here. So we have containers that catch you. We lift the cars up, we have lifts. I don't think I explained that last time. So we have lifts, people drive onto the lifts, they go up in the air, we go underneath them, pull the drain plug, put oil, and catch all the oil. We use cans to catch them. Oil catching, as I guess they call them. And then when those are filled up, we dump them into 250-gallon containers and we burn them. So the next question was about the clean burn system. That is so I printed off some of the copies about clean burn, so you can see that. It's basically an oil furnace that is used to burn waste oil. Many businesses use them. We have two of them now that we use on our other property. They work great. And we're able to recycle our used oil into heat, which works really, really good for us.
You accept used oil?
Yes, we do. We have to by law. Up to, I think it's 8 quarts. So if somebody had lawnmower oil, yeah, they can bring it by and put it in our, we don't usually turn people away, but, some people bring 5-gallon pails and old oil that they've had stored in their garage or wherever. And we let them know, just take your containers with you if you're right here. So that's one of our pet peeves. We don't want to get rid of your waste oil. The circulation plan, and I'm just going down the list here. Am I correct with the assumption that you're talking about the flow of traffic?
Yes.
Okay. So as you can see here, our plan is to bring the entrance in through the south side of the property and exit out the north. There's, as you can see, there's a 2 exits, so if the customers choose to go to Skyway Plaza, they can get out that one exit that is located there. And if they choose to go on to USF, they exit out the bottom of the east side. Any questions in reference to that?
That exit that goes onto Skyway actually is not Skyway's property. That's the bank.
So how does, so Scott owns what? None of that?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I haven't talked to anybody at the bank. So, If that needs
And
to
I'm
be-
not sure if there's something in place between him and the bank, because their sign is on bank property.
oh,
They're
well,
marquee,
I-
they're marquee for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, if you take a look, that is one solid property next to you, all the way over to the corner.
and Scott, when we met with him, he didn't say anything about that. No, he said you can go out here, or you can go out there, whatever you choose. I put that on there, I can erase that. Send that in there.
And that's just kind of a question, because you really can't put an exit on private property without
Their approval.
Their
Yeah,
approval.
Makes sense, yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah,
Although, granted, it's been there long, predates probably the owner of that property as it is now.
Well, we'll certainly get in touch with the bank. Make sure we get that.
Yeah, I thought that there would be a slot through there, but that's one lot.
Okay. Yeah, you would think. That's always been an entrance for Skyline. Always. Huh. No? Yeah, I'll check on it. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah,
Your parcel is already subdivided and it's its own.
Yeah.
Thought I'd asked you that last time.
Sandry owns it, right?
Sandy.
Okay.
Yeah, we have permission from them to represent. We haven't purchased the property as of yet. It's all contingent on whether or not we get approval. With Sandy with it. So,
All right. I guess since we don't have any public here, we have no public comment, so let's close the public comment portion. Any other questions from the board? We talked about the basic requirements. What we're addressing here is a special use permit. It's an allowed use with a special use permit, assuming that you feel it meets all the requirements for the neighborhood, flow, traffic, character, and what have you. One thing that wasn't really addressed that we had talked about at the last meeting was a little more definition, hard definition of the property line. To prevent traffic just going willy-nilly into the lot. You've heard our concerns. And that was one of the things that was noted by the community development. And in doing any special use permit, we can attach any requirements that we see fit to get us to where we want to be for granting the special use. Okay, any other comments, questions?
I just wanted to kind of clarify, you have the yellow hash lines. Was it your intent to paint those on there to more define the property? And assuming that your parking spaces are on this side, were you gonna put parking lines to define that as well? Okay.
Yep.
And that is,
I mean, if there is enough room for like those 6 spots, we have the width. Kind of, that's why we did that, so if we park, if our employees park there, that would be the buffer to stop the traffic coming through. We use our vehicle as a fence.
yeah,
That was our theory behind it, that's why we tried to get the 6 there.
And it may fit, honestly, I don't know.
It's just pretty close,
Yeah.
but that was kind of our theory on that.
Well-
Obviously, the buildings stopping you cutting this way, and then they're not cutting that way to go to the T.
and that is something that if you had a true agreement with Skyway Plaza, that could be considered. Am I correct, Kyle? If he had an agreement with Skyway Plaza to access the back from them,
There's no legal issue with that. That'd be a civil thing between them. If they want to access it, that's
but I mean, for granting them parking spaces along that back line.
Oh, you're saying, yeah, Scott, let us come in from his lot.
Exactly,
to parallel.
and then they would be legal spaces.
oh, I see what you mean. I'm not
He-
sure.
He could use it and you could use it as a solid buffer to keep people from coming through that way.
I'm not sure about that.
I would prefer to see that as a boundary. I think that's a cool idea. And the agreement sounds great. The problem is, if that property was ever sold and they said, no, we changed our mind, you need to be able to have your parking somewhere else, which you have. As long as you know that in the future that could change.
Yep. It has to be deeded. It can't be just an agreement. It has to be written to the deed.
Okay, that makes it a little difficult.
I mean, we got enough width on our side,
We might.
we only need 21. I got a tape measure,
There you go.
between 12 and 16 is gone.
I mean, it does, I think the traffic flow would really help if you can just drive behind the building, to loop around.
And we may be able to get, I'm, as I said, I mean, I didn't do nothing back there, but, anyway,
Well, and
I also,
the other aspect of that is if somebody pulls in and they opt not to go in, or they're dropping off a vehicle, the way you have it laid out there, they have to turn around and come out the in direction.
You also have got 10 spots marked out, and I believe probably only 8.
Seven.
8, 7.2, so you
Oh, because we have 3 inside. That's why I say we could get rid of 3, 4, and 5. Then you have plenty of room to pull forward or back in.
We could put more parking on the south side of the building.
Well, they were kind of figure something.
We could have more parking for 7, 8 park.
You'd probably get 2 right in the front also. You had to. Or at least 1.
That's where the office is.
Go right to the road.
No, it doesn't go to the road.
Just like we had just 1 where they pulled in.
Well,
There's plenty of
so
spots.
you've got options.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do legal spot options, but there are options. Just come see me. You determine that you can get 8 spots on there. Just making it fit legally, so it's.
We can do that. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
I get going, Pat, is that 8 including or excluding the 3 inside?
No, you, after the determination says you need 5 more.
Oh, yeah,
That's easy.
easy 5. Yeah. Oh,
And
You might want more, because you're probably gonna have, what, 3 employees that work in each slot, and then figure that one of you guys may be there, there's 4. That doesn't do. That's why I say one of you guys. Who's the one who's got the new white truck?
That's right. You got the big one. Yeah.
That's him.
Oh, yeah.
somebody's got to plow.
No, run me
These
off
guys
the road
in the
every
40.
morning. You run me off the road every morning going to work.
They try to get you to pull in. Get your own change.
All right. Any other questions? Then let's do the seeker.
I think we're good.
I think they address pretty much
Yeah.
everything.
We can address the loom.
Sure.
I make a motion for appeal 2363, after review of the long, assessment, environmental assessment form. We find that there is little or no environmental.
I'll second it.
Bye.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. There is the easy part. Now I will entertain a motion on the special use permit.
I make a motion that for permit, appeal 2363, that we approve for a special use permit, for the proposed business located at 5051 US Ave, contingent upon there being appropriate parking spaces to be determined after review of the site with the, with building inspector, thank you.
Second.
I'll second it.
You got 5 yes votes. You're good.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, we're excited.
Now we gotta do this.
I got something to do.
Yeah, I know, that's not a problem.
We got out of it.
Thank you all very much for your time.
Thank you for participating in the process. Appreciate you coming back with more info. I still personally think, well, see how it goes, but you want to do something to perimeter your property.
And we may, yeah. We just didn't feel at this time, we're gonna tear the place up, new concrete, new pavement, so it's gonna look nice when we get that. The whole building will look sharp. It's a nice one now, we'll clean up the joint, it's gonna look good. And we will put planters out there and things like that. So, I've got a great time. Yeah, I'm good at growing.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Kyle, will please,
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
thank you.
That's great, thank you. Okay, Kelly, Kim, and myself were here for the minutes. Now you've gone through it, it's pretty straightforward. Anybody have any, Kim or Kelly, have any corrections on it? I'll entertain a motion. Okay, second. All in favor? Aye.
I motion that we adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Bye.
Aye. Thank you.